Same song? No.
She was somewhat, the other dog was locked in the office. When did this happen?
You sure want to get married? You know that hurts someone.
No.
All right, gang, good morning. It's that time again.
Morning, Ben.
You want a little candy at 9:30 in the morning? All right. So in case those of you that don't show up on a regular basis, which most of you do, we are looking a little weird today with stuff. Wonder Woman over here, or Superwoman?
Wonder with the W.
Wonder with the W.
Yeah.
There you go. So if you hang out later, there's a little chili out there around 11:30, and a little costume voting, first, second, third prize, and the best decorated door. So lots of stuff to give away later. So hang out if you can. Okay. Lots of stuff to cover as always. That guy in the corner, if you don't know who Scott is, you will get to know him in a minute because he has some stuff that most of you are going to think you don't need. And I don't need what this guy does. I don't need what he's selling. But I think you do if you look at it the right way. Because right now, when I bring up the stats, the first thing that jumped out at me after that, where's the stats real quick, was Romo's at 50 days. For average days on market. I mean, a month ago it was like 33 or something, right? Oh, Jesus. So it's going up. But before we get to that, and before we get to Scott, if this works, yeah, first of all, I had nothing to do with this.
Accessibility shortcuts, 20 items, voice guide off. Close button.
You guys have nothing else to do that. Nothing else. Someone had better pictures, by the way. How's that, right?
Where is she?
Is Judy here?
No.
Is she?
John is not here?
Sure. Just sign it. In here? Yeah. Do I have to open it?
Yeah, he seems very skeptical.
Look at that picture. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
That was an interesting time in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, right. They were too nice to win.
I love this.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Is everybody know who that is?
What?
It's Brandon.
What is that?
15 years ago.
Come on. Is Haya here? No.
Wait, who is like
This is on.
here? Yeah.
Wait for
Oh,
it.
good.
Wait for this one. Did you see that picture?
Yeah.
Yes.
2002, I think.
Wow. I was like scared. What the hell? Where did that come from?
I'm surprised it dropped an F-bomb.
Right?
He doesn't even know what house he was in. Way to go, Vianney. Very nice. Did she do the harness?
Well done. Very nice.
Her job is no longer in jeopardy, just so you know. We're going to keep her a little bit longer here. Kidding. All right, before we get to Scott, here's the kickoff, cook-off chili thing we talked about today. We'll close tomorrow. Is that a day? We are? But if you have a key fob, you can come in. Okay, like title, everybody's closed, right? Title, lender, us, Utopia home staging is probably open, just so you know. So it's definitely closes. Here's the numbers we talked about. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them other than days on market are going up. And I think the median average sales price is starting to drop a little bit also. So keep that in mind, okay? In November, there's only one meeting, correct, Suzanne? In the month of November, we have only one meeting. Next week, we're in Miami.
Correct.
Following week, we'll do our meeting with Richmond and business planning. The 20th is our Thanksgiving Day, turkey, everything, so we're not gonna have a meeting. And then, the 27th is, more or less Thanksgiving, so there's only one meeting and,
More or less.
More or less, I guess it's just Thanksgiving, right? Depends on how you look at it. So keep that in mind. Upcoming stuff, please bring some food on the 20th if you could. Let Suzanne know what you're bringing, so 5 people don't bring the same thing, whatever that potluck might be for you guys. That'd be kind of nice. John Morgan's, I think Thanksgiving pie thing is starting to take a little shape. So for $20, he'll help you get the pie from Costco, and we have a little party here. And the idea is, even if you have one client come by and they see 50 clients here, you can tell them all 49 of those clients are yours, including the one, including just yours. So it's a nice little event. He's done it many times before. We haven't done it, so we're excited, looking forward to that. That's the rev up schedule for the newer agents. That's onboarding. That's happening November 12th. We have to push it back a week because of the summit, and then we do another one in December. So if you're new to the company and you haven't attended the Zoom for 90 minutes onboarding, you really need to be on that Zoom call, because there's stuff that you don't know, okay? What else? Don't forget about Post. We're kind enough to pay for all of your CE, so take advantage of it, okay? If you want to go down to LVR and pay, that's great too. But I think that's kind of silly, okay? So take it through Key, and we pay for it. That's our training calendar, as you guys know, and is, don't mind me, I'm just hanging in there. We got this, okay? And before we get to Lisa, we're pretty big on celebrations around here, most of the time, right? I think. Whose birthday was last? Remember? No, the last one. Who's the last birthday, okay? I'm trying to slow up the time. Maria's moving a little slow, okay?
It was me.
So we had this thing all orchestrated, like, perfect, like doing a play, edge of stage left, and she's coming down the hallway.
Brenda.
There we go, okay. So, as it turns out, we have a birthday in the house, and we know whose birthday it is? It's Suzanne's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Suzanne. Happy birthday to you. And also, if you weren't here yesterday, the Kessler team also had a birthday cake for none other than Brandon. Each Oh, it's the same day. Oh, very nice. So, Sue,
And one other birthday.
we have another one?
Yesterday was mine.
Danny. Anybody else? Anybody have a birthday on, just saying, any of these dates that we're not gonna be here? We can happy birthday you now if you want. No? Okay, everyone's good? Okay, way to go, Sue. Cut up that cake. All right, gang. We all know that our favorite home warranty person today is Lisa Waldeck. Here she is.
Hey guys, good morning. I'm good. Hi guys, good morning. I talked to you last month that I had submitted a 1-hour CE class to the division. They said I would know by the end of October. Today is the end of October, and I found out 15 minutes ago it was approved. So, yay! So I will be bringing that in. It's a 1-hour CE class. It's on the difference between home warranty, homeowner's insurance, what a home warranty covers, what a home warranty doesn't cover, how it can protect you, how it can protect your buyers and your sellers. But it's really good, and get 1 hour free CE. So I think that'll be awesome. So I was pretty excited. I've been waiting all week. So that's all good. Business planning. I know everybody's starting their business planning for 2026. Let's sit down and meet one-on-one. We can meet in groups, but how to incorporate home warranty into your 2026 business plan, whether working with buyers, whether working for sellers. It can't hurt your business, guys. It can only enhance your business, help you win listings, help you keep those buyers safe after the close of escrow. Don't forget listing coverage. I mean, we're starting to get cold. I think it was 54 degrees this morning, so people are going to start turning on their furnaces. We know things are going to fail, but I want to give you the biggest tip here for the month of November. Get hold of your clients, get hold of your sphere, tell them to turn their ovens on. Only because everybody's been barbecuing, nobody's been using their oven, and the week of Thanksgiving is the heaviest week for oven claims. So nobody wants to have a thawed out turkey that they can't cook. So I would just reach out to them, post it on social media, reach them out, text your clients, but it happens every single year. claims get bombarded that week. So that's my biggest tip for today.
And don't forget, on every listing appointment, you're gonna tell your seller that you're gonna add this to the package of benefits you give them, and what is that thing you're gonna give them? Yes, please.
Absolutely.
Don't forget the seller's coverage, okay, especially now, because heat, you're gonna be turning on the furnace.
Said it was 54 degrees this
Exactly.
morning waking up,
So
so
he's gonna be coming.
absolutely. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Lee, appreciate that. John Morgan, I think, is at Jeff's office, Mark's office, so kick him to the curb. But rates are getting better. I got a feeling they're gonna be 6% next week. Maybe 5.99999 to make it look better, if you know what I mean. So they are coming down, okay? What do you think, Rock Title? Anything you want to share real quick, or take the rest of the meeting, whatever you're gonna move
I'll
forward?
take the rest of the
You
meeting.
can do it. How long are you playing up this leg thing?
Another probably 3 weeks. So I am Wonder Woman, because I am wondering why I don't have all of your escrows.
Nice.
And also, why you guys, in addition to seller's coverage, like, why are we not opening pre-listing prelims? So let's find out ahead of time if there's any issues on your property or with your borrower, let's get those done. And when you guys get those done, and in MLS, you put in the agent-to-agent remarks, both sides can get 30% off the escrow fee. So I wonder why some of you don't. So keep me in mind. I do have a new mastermind. It is on here. So that's gonna be Rock Title November 5th. Again, it's the first Wednesday of every month, where I bring in somebody that specializes in working with seniors. This is, if you have, a lot of my classes have been how to avoid probate. This is, okay, you are representing a seller in probate, what steps to take? Or you're representing a buyer and they're purchasing a home in probate, what steps to take? So that's gonna be our speaker, Sarah Ocampo. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you.
Well, she is, hello everybody. All right, we get Tim Sam's orientations, some other Rock Title related stuff. Wendy has a well-deserved day off. I don't know where she is, she's in the mountains. Where is she?
Is it
Utah?
Somewhere in Utah.
Um,
She doesn't want to be found.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be back.
exactly.
The whole thing with the ATV didn't work, and the husband was rebuilding the engine to the truck, and so they could be stuck somewhere on the mountain where it broke down. So, but I would make sure you guys have a picture of this. Ask Wendy for a copy. You should have this readily available all the time as reminders of stuff you guys should be doing. Okay, it's basics, but even stuff about going down to LVR where they have free training classes on matrix and transaction desk. You pay for it. Might as well go down there and take advantage of it, okay? So she has some really good stuff on here. Rock Title information, matrix information, our training website, One Realty Resource, that shows you how to fill out all the forms, if you brush up on that, okay? Maria, we're not connecting today, Maria, where are you, okay? The whole thing is not happening here now. I think what Maria wants to talk about is, so you have a buyer, the deal's closing next Friday. Has the home warranty been taken care of? I'm the buyer, Doug's my agent, we close November 10th. The seller's paying for the home warranty. Did Doug make that clear to the escrow officer that that's happening? Of course, he's gonna say yes, okay? 9 out of 10 times you guys don't make that clear to the escrow officer until the day of closing. The day of closing, you forgot to tell Rock Title that the seller is paying $815 for the Choza Golden Plan. Sorry, I don't know the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? And then your check comes in, and on the HUD, it says home warranty, seller paid, to be determined. It doesn't say Choza. Does anybody? Does that affect you getting paid? Absolutely. We're not paying you. We can't. Am I kind of right?
Yeah, you just go.
No. It's better when it comes from you, because then I can blame you if it goes sideways here, you know?
Absolutely true, and then I can't pay, so, the only reason I wanted to bring it up today is because I'm holding a lot of checks, because it just says TBD, on that HUD, and it can't be that. So you've gotta make sure that, and I'm hoping that you guys all go to your closings. If you don't, that's like a big issue. At least get the title companies to give you the estimated HUD the day before so that you can review it. And if it's not there and you're the buyer's agent, you need to make sure that they put the name of that home warranty company on there. So I don't have to hold all these checks.
Because truth be told, when I was an agent, a lot of times, if I represented the buyer, I was bad with the home warranty. I would call my home warranty rep Thursday, and it's closing Friday. Hey Mary, it's Tim, could you send the invoice to Laura Moreno Rock Title? You know, sure Tim. And I just give her the name, the address, the escrow number, she take care of everything. That's lazy, that's a shitty agent. Really, I was a shitty agent for my buyer, that should have been done weeks ago, okay? So don't, you should have a checklist of all the stuff that you need to do, and on there should be, if you're the buyer's agent, make sure the invoice goes to the escrow officer, right, Lise?
Absolutely. Another thing too, check that settlement statement prior. I mean, like they're saying, for all those reasons, but you guys are getting concessions now for your clients. They're not gonna tell you if you don't get to use all those concessions. So if you're getting seller concessions and you don't use them all, they're going back to that seller. So keep in mind, if you've got the warranty on there, we can do 12-month, 18-month, 24-month, and 36-month warranty. Extend their warranty out and don't let that money go back to the seller. You've worked way too hard to negotiate that into your offer.
And Lisa said something that reminded me, make sure if you're the buyer's agent, that you see the HUD before you go to closing, okay? Because your buyer needs to see it, okay? And if they have it, and they call you up with a question and you don't have it, you're gonna look silly, because they have a question about an entry on the HUD, and you don't have a copy of it in front of you to help them with it, okay? For no other reason, get the HUD to make sure your commission is correct, okay? I mean, let's amongst other things, of course, but make sure your commission's correct, your transaction fee is correct, how much money your buyer is supposed to, if you're on the selling side, how much your seller's supposed to net, is it what you told them kind of on the net sheet 2 months ago when you took the listing? Is it kind of close, so they don't have a heart attack? So it's important that you review those before your clients do, okay? But we don't want to hold up your check because of a silly home warranty invoice, okay? It's really silly, we don't want to have to do that, okay? One more thing before we get to Scott. Whenever something comes in, me and Wendy go up to each other, hey Tim, we got another situation, okay? I put this out for you guys, I kind of shared it, but this is a listing in MLS. And it says, washer, dryer, fridge is not conveyed. Pretty easy, right? So I'm the buyer's agent, my buyer is not getting washer, dryer, fridge, okay? So I'm the buyer's agent, and I write this in the offer, if you can read it. Where is it? In the offer, under additional terms, I wrote this, that you can't read, but it says, all items currently installed in the property in MLS information sheet 270884, dated 10/2, period. Garbage disposal, comma, range oven. So, let's say I'm the listing agent. I get this offer, everything looks great, and we accept it, right? We accept this, right? And then 2 weeks into the deal, the listing agent calls me, it's Doug, pick on Doug all the time. Hey Tim, it's Doug, just making sure, in MLS you had, those things don't convey, but in the offer I put, what I put, Doug? I put all items currently installed. So the washer and dryer and fridge are coming, right Doug?
Yes, it's installed, yeah,
Who's right, who's wrong?
except for you.
This is gonna happen to you guys. So who's right? Who's wrong? So I'm the buyer's agent. I put on here, all items currently installed in the property. All items currently installed in the property.
Well, isn't it the listing agent to catch that, or no?
Listing agent.
Well, if this is the buyer's
Yeah,
agent,
this is the offer.
and you're the agent for the seller,
Mhm.
and I put this in, if you don't catch this,
Let's say I don't catch it. I don't catch it.
doesn't it go to the buyer?
Everything should be.
Does it? What do you guys think?
I think
No.
yes.
Doug says no.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
You say yes. It's great. I love when this is good. Yeah. Yeah. It's why wouldn't it go? It says all installed items, Doug.
Yes.
It's an item and it's installed.
But they should list it out, it
You
should
should
say.
list it out.
It's,
Yeah.
You should list
no,
it out.
they put it on us now.
So when I called Doug, the listing agent, and I said, Doug, isn't it installed? Isn't it coming? And he's saying, well, Tim, you put garbage disposal and range on it. Why didn't you put washer, dryer, and fridge also? Well, Doug, I did. It says all items currently installed in the property.
What's installed?
So if you unplug it, it's not installed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Installed fixture is the stove. The fixture is the dishwasher. Oh, yeah, Nora, right?
It's not attached.
It's not attached, okay? So right now, this could blow up the deal. And to make this deal work, guess what's gonna have to happen?
Wow.
Somebody's buying appliances.
Yep.
Yep.
It's not gonna be the buyer.
Exactly.
Yep.
Buyer's gonna bitch to the buyer's agent, dude, you told me it was included. And the seller's gonna say, Doug, no, look, MLS, Doug, it says no.
The MLS is a marketing sheet, it says right at the bottom.
Right, informational purposes only, sort of like an infomercial, okay? So I just wanna bring, we can have a whole class on stuff like this, if you get my drift. But this is the stuff that happens all the time. And then you come to me and try to fix it. I can't fix it, I'm pretty good at fixing this stuff and calling another broker and schmoozing them a little bit, but when it's like this, you know, the buyer's probably gonna lose on this one. Yeah, the buyer's probably gonna lose.
The
Okay.
agent's gonna.
I was gonna say the buyer's agent's
Agent's
gonna.
gonna-
Buyer's
buy
agent,
some-
yes,
They're
yes.
buying
So-
some appliances.
Make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Very nice, okay. So what else we got here as we move on? Okay, gang, some of you used to say, Tim, you don't need a home stager. I don't have $1 million listing. I've never had $1 million listing. I think, as Scott will tell you, you don't need a $1 million listing to home stage. You really don't, okay? And, I think right now, we need all the things we can get our hands on to sell a house. So, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Asherman, everybody. Standing ovation. Now we're getting to here again. I hit that one? Isn't that one we hit? Okay, look, we're getting closer. Brandon, help me out here. Am I
Push
close?
down,
I gotta get here, right?
just push down on the directions.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Back up, maybe. There you go. Down, one more.
I don't go left, then
No, down. Over one to the right.
All right.
Yep, he's
Are you two?
HDMI2.
These two?
Yep, up, just one.
Go shoot me in the head right now, okay?
Back up a little bit.
I'm trying everything I can do here. I'm clicking away.
Come on, Tim.
It's not
Oh,
working.
Press the left button.
I'm going left, the other left, right?
Well, move your body to the right of the
There you go, now
TV.
push into the middle button. There you go.
There it is. Go get it.
Thanks,
Go get it,
thanks,
boy.
Good morning, thank you for having me. I'll try and be really quick so you can get to that chili. And just, my goal is really to introduce myself and what we do. And we have a 3-hour CE class that we teach for free. Be glad to arrange that with Tim if at the end of this sounds like something that you'd like to know a little bit more about, okay? My name is Scott Ashman. I'm with a company called Utopia Home Staging. Our smallest stage has been a double wide trailer and dime. Our largest stage is a 15,011,000 square foot home. So we do it all. Okay, most people think of stagers that just do luxury. I think Tim alluded to that. We do it all. And they also think of stagers as only doing like vacants, okay? We do occupieds and do a lot of other services. In fact, I'm gonna pass this around so you guys can share. We do paid consultations. So a lot of you are familiar with inspections that you have done on the homes. This is very similar. It helps you as the listing agent and sellers get their homes ready to be sold. So this is a paid service that we do. It's $299. To add the reports, an extra $100. And I think if you look at it, you'll see the value there. I've been doing this for about 6 years. We've probably done $500 million worth of real estate staging, or that's the value of the property. Obviously, the staging's a lot less. Probably do about 100 homes a year. We have a small team. It's family owned. My wife's the designer. I do most of the sales, marketing, and logistics. And we have a couple other people that help. But the real purpose is putting creating competitive advantage. As Tim alluded to, 50 days on market. How can I help you? The biggest thing that everybody always thinks of when they're talking about staging is less time on market and better offers. There's also other benefits, okay? Who can think of another benefit that staging might provide? How about fewer buyer objections? How many people have had a deal or a buyer where they've gone in there and they said, you know what, the primary suite's too small, and they go on down the road. And the reason is they weren't able to visualize that, a king bed fit in there and whatever. I have several examples of that in in my presentation. So staging helps increase perceived size, the value, reduce negatives. There's a whole bunch of other benefits to staging besides, you know, less time on market or better offers. I already mentioned, I teach a class, it's called From Listed to Sold. It's a realtor's guide to home staging. It's 3-hour general CE credit. And it's a game changer in a lot of levels because you know, you can have great photography, but a vacant room doesn't always, you know, as you're thumbing through today's drive-bys online, and some rooms aren't always apparent as what they are. This comes from NAR, the National Association of Realtors. I don't know if you're familiar, but they do a staging report every other year. They just came out with their report this year, or, you know, this year, and this is one of the statistics which says where 40% of the buyers were more willing to visit the property that has been staged online. And 82% of buyers' agents reported it made it easier for the potential buyer to visualize themselves in the home. And here's another one. Staged homes sell for 1 to 5% more than non-staged homes. And some of you might say, well, how do you know that? That's kind of BS. But there's a little thing on the MLS, they have list and contract. There were 22,000 home sales in the greater Las Vegas area last year. Okay, when I compared the list to contract price of those 22,000 homes, what do you think that those homes settled out for? Let's say $1 million listing, what do you think they settled out for? The average market last year. Anybody? There was about a 6% discount in the market last year. So $1 million home settled out at about $940. Okay. When I take as subset the homes that we staged, I can't speak to other stagers. I'm not talking on a national basis. I'm talking about real live here in Las Vegas. What do you think our staged homes settled out at last year? We had some go over list, some that didn't get full price, obviously, but our staged homes sold out for just a 2% discount. So that tells me that probably there was a 4% advantage in this staging investment. Okay, so on $1 million home, that's $40,000. Okay, I had a home last year beat comps by almost $500,000 if you have a mega luxury property. So I think that's a very accurate statistic there. So that usually translates into a 5x return. So I will tell you that staging is far less expensive than your first price reduction. So if any of you have listings right now that you want to, you know, revitalize, you know, maybe you can talk to your sellers about considering staging in lieu of a price reduction, or maybe both. Just another statistic. I'm just going quick here because I don't want to take too much of your time. You know, think if you're a listing agent and you're getting your sellers sold faster and for more money, that's going to help your business. It's not just helping the stager. It's going to help your business because they're going to be happy, right? They're going to tell their people. So I talk to agents a lot in our classes about they're doing their business planning for the year. You know, let's partner together and see what that might look like, where you have a consistency in your brand as an agent, where your listings always look good and perform, you know, better than other agents. So I think that's one of the things that can happen with staging. So, you know, it's all about, you know, balance, color, scale and proportion. We consider all of these things. We also collaborate with agents on the buyer demographic. So we try to identify, you know, if we're in a retirement community, we're going to stage the house to appeal to that buyer, right? We take a lot of psychological considerations in the way we stage something. So, for instance, we wouldn't show a kid's room in a you know, retirement community. there are a lot of stagers out there. There's probably, at least 20 or 30 stagers in town. I will tell you there is a wide range in costs. I tell people for Utopia, plan on spending about somewhere between $2 and $4 a square foot. Okay, so a 2,000 square foot home might be $4,000, whereas the entire home might be as much as $8,000. Yes, ma'am.
On the numbers, is there any room for negotiation on those numbers? Because that's what holds us as agents back on staging. When they tell us the number, we're like, so we're already making not a big commission possibly, so that's, it always boils down just like us with the money part of it.
Yeah.
So
So who thinks this is an agent expense?
No, it's a seller's expense.
Absolutely, it's a seller's
But
expense.
seller negotiate for everything, 4,000 or
The seller
6,000.
pays.
the seller pays, but the seller still wants a deal, even if, like I said, if they're selling their home that they just bought in 2022 and the prices have tanked, so they're not making much off of it already. So I'm trying to work with you. I guess I'll just call you when this happens next, but,
Yeah, I mean, we have some negotiation in there, but there's
Okay.
a lot of expense in what we do. I have a $2 million investment in furniture.
I understand.
Okay, so that's this exactly here. Here you're gonna get Facebook Marketplace stuff, you're gonna get inconsistency and service because maybe it boils down to the stager that just has furniture in their garage and you get the one sofa that they have in their garage. My warehouse, I never have less than $1 million worth of furniture to pick from when I'm coming in. And $2 million investment in staging and your own just it costs $4,000 to $8,000. But if you give most buyers most sellers don't understand if they're investing $4,000 to $8,000 in staging, that's going to be a 5x return. So that's a $20,000 to $40,000 or more advantage for that same investment.
okay, so say the seller pay, or whatever, we pay up front 3 months, but the house sells in 1 month, what happens in that situation?
So for that very reason, our contracts are 30-day
Okay.
contracts, okay?
That's good.
Because I had an $8.1 million home sold in 3 days.
Okay,
It would have been a $8,000 renewal. That seller would have been pretty upset if they bought $16,000 worth of renewals. So, and I will tell you that, that $25,000 stage probably sounds like a lot of money, but on $8 million and they got a full price offer in 3 days in this market, I think they're pretty happy with our service.
okay, for sure.
Okay. So this is an example of what a professional staging company has. I mean, these are our pillows, these are our furniture. We're not operating out of a garage. We have modern, on-trend inventory. How many people think that staging is the silver bullet? You're always going to move it
For
one
me,
way.
I'm 1,000, 100%. For the 400, 100,000 doesn't matter.
Okay, so here's what I would tell you. There is no silver bullet, right? I can't sit up here and tell you if you stage, we're gonna get it sold. In fact, I can tell you that staging can move it in the opposite direction as well, if it's not done right, okay? You can read my blog post or on our website, it's called the $800,000 mistake. It's where this is a real live listing on Candlestick here in Las Vegas last year. They went with the cheaper stager, okay? This is it's a 6-bedroom home. It was priced at $2.2 million. And when we all 6 rooms, how many people live in a 6-bedroom home? At least 7, right? Right? Well, all 4 of us are going to sit down here at this kitchen table in this modern but transitional setting here, or we're going to go to the Last Supper out in the dining room. Because this was the first impression that they had when they walked in that front door. They murdered a elegant living room, dining room to put the Last Supper there. Well, it actually was almost 300 days getting sold and $800,000 in price reductions because of terrible staging. So I'm here to tell you, choose wisely. Okay, if you don't choose us, that's fine, but pick a stager that can move the needle in the right direction.
what's your timeline on
Usually 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Did you say that? Sorry if I missed it, okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. Usually 2 weeks.
Okay.
From the initial phone call to getting you staged and on the market, usually about 2 weeks.
And then same on like move out, same thing, like, okay, gather, we're
10
done.
days or less.
10 days, okay.
Yeah, okay. This is a little game I like to play. This is in the Ridges. It's a $2.2 million bachelor house. This is what it looked like. Do you think that would have brought in buyers or this one? It's a little different.
Yeah.
This is an occupied staging, so understand what you're seeing there isn't exactly all of our work. It's like taking his stuff and making it look good. You know, how about this? This is actually listed. You guys have seen it, right? I'm not the only one that sees this stuff, right? Okay, so we took that and we made that, okay? So that's what staging does,
Oh, she
right?
likes the piano.
Yeah. This or that, okay? These are the transformations that we make. This is a $6 million house.
Really?
I don't like that, no.
McDonald's Highlands. Okay, so, you know, it's okay, so don't leave money on the table by not doing this. So this is the exact thing. How many people in here think that virtual staging is a good substitute for real staging?
Well, it probably
Well,
is. It probably is, it's cheaper.
Okay.
But then they
Well,
walk in and then that's not it.
So here's an example of the listing that was on the market for 111 days with virtual staging. Okay, they called me, said, buyer objections are the primary suite's too small. 11 days later, we got it sold. Same owner, same property, same market, same everything, okay? The pictures may look good, you may get them there, but are you gonna get it? You gonna get an offer? That's the big difference that most people miss on virtual staging versus real staging, okay? So this is just an example of how we affected that. And again, the virtual, a lot of them are very technical, but don't really think about the demographic. You know, 8 people, we're showing 8 people sitting at this dining table. You know, what happens in this house when they're only showing 4? Okay, so, you know, here's another real live example of, this was done by a stagent. Who knows what a stagent is?
Staging agent. Or
This
the
is a real estate agent that says, you know what, I can do it. You know, it's easy.
That looks familiar.
Okay? She normally does smaller condos, and I think that works out fine. Look at this artwork. Okay? Does that look like the right scale, luxury level for a $3 million listing?
No.
No. Okay, so we took this and created this, okay? $3.5 million, it was on the market 194 days. We got her sold in 31 days and the buyer bought all of our furniture.
I was gonna ask you how
Yeah,
did you
it's
get out?
emotional-
Yeah.
It's an emotional thing,
Yeah.
right? So, you know, that's what we do. Here's another example, just same thing. Again, this is virtual staging and real staging. They could get it done, did it in 2 days, okay? These are all right here in Las Vegas. So this is an example of, we do more than put furniture in spaces, okay? This is furniture. Sometimes it's better, and in my consultations, I'll tell people, you know, it might show better empty. Like what are we thinking? Why would we do this? I don't know. But maybe in the corner, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. So here's a little, you guys are all professionals in and out of homes every day, right? And today's drive-bys online. What is this, what room is this?
Bedroom, master, primary?
We got
Yeah.
bedroom, okay, good guess, all right, but do you see the difference? You know, okay, what's this room?
Living room?
Living room, okay, living room, dining, okay, all right. What's this room?
Yes.
Spare room, secondary?
It's a Gen X suite.
Oh.
Okay. All right, but the This is just the little lounge area in front. What's this room? It's a $3 million house.
Supposed to be
The basement, the
Video
TV room, the movie room,
It's a theater room.
media room,
Yeah.
yeah,
$3 million house now.
media.
What?
Wow.
Wait, what that?
See the dining chandelier here?
Oh, they covered the windows. I see.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the way that you stage and present yourself makes a difference, right? You would not, this is most people's largest investment. Why don't you take it seriously, getting it ready to sell? And we can help with that. So our services, I mentioned, how much time am I doing okay on
You're
time?
good, yeah, sure.
Okay. So beyond just the luxury vacant stages, what are some of the services we offer? Well, we offer complimentary proposals, paint consultations. How many people have walked into a purple house? Okay, don't know what color to paint it. If you need some help with that, we do that. Paint consultations. This is wrong, it's $2.99. It's $3.99 with the report. I've passed the report around, hopefully it's going around so you guys can all have a look at it. But we'll go in and go room by room, 90 minutes, and you'll see in the report there what we talk about. It's declutter, depersonalize. We talk about negative space, right? Who knows what negative space is? In a closet? You want to show a chocolate block full?
No.
No, you want negative space, right? 30%. That's bookshelves, that's closets, that's pantries. Why is that?
Why show negative space?
Yep.
So it shows, I guess, that you see the size rather than being overwhelmed with what's in there?
What is it? The psychological message to a buyer is,
It's
I
too
don't,
small.
it's too small, right? Where am I gonna put my stuff? There's a storage problem in this house, okay? Besides that, it's just busy and too much. So again, we'll go room by room, talk about declutter, depersonalize, you know, all of
When
those
you
things.
do for like someone where I see that if it's declutter and that and you're using, let's say the existing, then do you all have a storage space, what you declutter, or how does that
Usually,
work?
move it to the garage.
So it all
You know,
goes in
pack it
there,
up.
okay.
This is a great opportunity, because if it's priced right and it's marketed right, even in this market, we're gonna get it sold.
Right.
And so let's get you onto your next chapter. And that looks like boxing up a lot of stuff, and so you're ready for that. Okay, so these paid consultations are a big service that we can do even if they're not ready to make a big investment in staging. The other thing that we do that a lot of agents don't know is we do photo stylings. Who can kind of venture to guess what that might be? Does anybody know does anybody work with a stager that does a photo styling or know what
Looks
that
like
might
a
be?
shoot once it's been styled, I would imagine.
It's where we don't bring a thing into the house. We show up right ahead of the photographer, and for $750, we'll go through, depersonalize, declutter. We're not gonna bring a thing in, so you have to have realistic expectations. But we will go room by room, you know, and we will identify the biggest pain points and work on them first and do as much as we can in that time frame. But we'll go through, put everything down below, you know, go into the kitchen, put it down below in the bathrooms. If they didn't make their bed that morning, we'll make the bed. But the idea is we're gonna make it look as good as it can be with their stuff ahead of the photos, okay? So that you're not seeing, you know, crazy stuff. Okay. So, the other obvious ones are the vacant and the occupied stages, which are the other services that we do.
One of the things you had lighting, what do you do with lighting? Bring in lights?
Okay, we're big on high ROI stuff, okay?
Right.
So, you've heard people talk about paint is money in a bucket, lighting is too. We will oftentimes, to update a space, if it's first impression areas, recommend a lighting upgrade. And so, what does that mean? No, it's not thousands of dollars. It's an Amazon Basic, you know, $120 light fixture and a $75 install, and you know, for less than $200, you've got an upgraded light fixture. And sometimes if the budget, that may mean they do that instead of staging, that's fine. I'm here to partner with you guys to make you guys look good. And, you know, and so that's where that comes in. We offer three different levels. The thing that drives the cost in staging is the furniture. How much of the home we're gonna do. We have three different packages we call the Essentials, Top Performer, and Maximum Impact. Maximum Impact's gonna be the whole home's gonna be most expensive. The Essentials are according to that staging report, the most important rooms to a buyer are generally heart of the home, first impression areas. And then in the middle, we go somewhere in between, and what I recommend in that middle package is any selling feature of the home or any awkward space, because awkward spaces turn into buyer objections, okay? So those are really, you know, that's our most popular package. I think it's your biggest bang for the buck, but that's, you know, that's depends on the budget. So here are some examples of some before and afters. This is that $8.1 million one we sold this year, was a divorce. This is what it looked like when I showed up, and this is what it looked like on the MLS. That turned into a full price offer in 3 days in this market. Okay. We have done 11 episodes of HGTV, so it's just a little credit. We're the most reviewed stager in Las Vegas. We have almost 90 reviews. They're all 5-star. This is us with Alice and Victoria. There is a new show called Sin City Rehab. I don't know if you all have seen it. We did 2 of the homes on that episode with Allison. And am I frozen or what's oh. Okay.
Scott, while you're doing that, can I give you a scenario?
Sure.
Okay, so last year I had a $2 million listing, sat for a couple months, she wanted to stage it, we reached out to a few of you, got some, whatever the feedback, and then she ended up, since she was in art her whole life, she ended up bringing things, because she wasn't satisfied, because she was into art her whole life. But the reason, I asked her probably too late after the fact, because she brought her own items in, which it still didn't sell, by the way.
Yeah.
But anyway, she wanted to see more animal art. So when you have a seller that says, hey, well, they like what you have, but can you add anything to it or whatnot?
So that, let me be the bad guy, right?
Okay.
You maintain your relationship, and I will tell them that professionally, what we want to do is appeal to the broadest buyer pool, right? Staging is very different than interior design. Interior design is, I love animal print, I love hot pink, I love this, right? Okay? Staging is about appealing to the broadest buyer pool. So we're gonna come in, and I'll tell them very deliberately, be neutral with our base canvas stuff, our furniture and stuff. We're gonna get wow, like most people do the HGTV, we're good at it. You know, go, oh my God, you know. I have actually had people we have staged for that decided not to sell their, I shouldn't tell this to a bunch of realtors, that decided not to sell their house because they went out to the market to look for their next house, couldn't find it, and loved what we did so much in their house, okay? So, but it is about creating an emotion, but we get that for buyers more than we get that for sellers, right? And that emotion is where the offers get made. Okay?
And then when the buyer says they want the furniture included, do you ever offer that as anything for sale?
Not, my wife has little babies she won't depart with, but a good portion of the furniture is always for sale. Okay. Everything has a radio frequency ID on it. When I go through the house, it's literally like a magic wand, but I go through the house and I scan it. That way it's out of my system. I know what, all our design team knows what they have to work with in our warehouse, but at the same time, we know what's in that home and can offer that for sale.
Okay.
Okay. If any of this sounds interesting, this is my card. You also have a card here on the back. Right here is my contact information. If it's too expensive for any of your sellers and there's equity in the home, We offer a pay-at-close third-party financing, so you can have them, you know, does staging make your job easier or harder?
Easier.
Easier.
That's right. I cannot understand why agents tell, oh, you don't need to do this. I've heard that so many times. And I think it's because they generally think that they're saving their clients money, when really, in fact, if staging's done right, it's making your job easier and getting the sellers more money. So, anyway, this is my info. We're kind of at a Q&A. Anybody have any other questions? I do have I should have passed this out quicker. I have 2 giveaways. If we want to quickly, if any of you have cards and you want to toss them in here,
Throw the card in.
we'll raffle some of those off.
No, I'm taking some notes here. A couple of things come to mind. If we take a listing and the owners live in the house, right? But they're, they could be occupied in a month.
There you go.
Stay with me here. You go in the house, it's a nice house, but they're gonna be moving no matter what in a month. Are you gonna wait a month to list it until it's empty? Or if they wanna list it right now with their furniture in it? What's gonna be generally your opinion? Do you think, would you rather take a listing with their furniture in it, or if it was vacant? Okay, so you're gonna wait 2-3 weeks, right? And you guys are gonna listen next Wednesday, okay? Okay, there's no right or wrong here, you know? When we go,
I tell clients, is it about the start line or the finish line?
Oh, I like that.
Well, I'll bring Scott in first.
It's
to
really
walk through
about the
furniture.
finish. And I get into this to the point somebody has said, you know, I called you guys and you're 2 weeks out and I want to get it on market. And then it didn't sell, right? That's the way that story went. How about wait 2 weeks, hit the market right, and let's talk about the finish line there. Because I hope I'm not sounding too aggressive and too confident, but I see this story time and time again, and it's about the finish line. It's not about the start line.
and many times when I was producing, it was a, you know, $500,000 house or more. I would pay for an appraisal. I'd pay for an inspection in advance. But the seller signed something that I'm gonna get reimbursed when it closes. If it didn't close, I ate that money, okay? I'm not saying you all should do that, but you might wanna consider that. I'm just saying, okay, that you have some skin in the game, you're gonna get that 6-month listing. They're not gonna beat you up for 90 days, and because they might wanna cancel in 90 days. If you're gonna invest the money, you're probably gonna get a higher commission and a 6-month listing time frame. So kind of keep that in mind. And in new homes, how come new homes aren't vacant? How come model homes aren't vacant? Why do they furnish them?
So that you can see what.
They look great, right? The model home. That's the idea, I think. It looks like a model home.
Absolutely. We're taking that resale market and making it look like a model home, just like builders do it. Why do they do it? Why do they make that investment? It's a good investment, right? And so I think staging is the same.
And I think those of you that want to get into this, the higher level luxury homes, you know, you got to call Scott on occasion. Take his CE class. God forbid, go on YouTube and Google, I want to become a luxury agent in Las Vegas. There's probably classes or advice on there, okay? Because I know a lot of agents that in a heartbeat will pay $299 to have Scott come in for the consult. Every $1 million listing, Scott's coming. You know, they don't give a shit. $300, that's nothing. I'm gonna make 30 grand if I sell this house, okay? Yeah. And it might be easy for you to say, well, that's so-and-so or so-and-so. Get a credit card with a $1,000 limit, gang. I'm serious. And just use that for stuff like this and see if it works. It probably will, okay? Let us know when your CE class is.
Well, whenever you'd like to.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll reach out.
Yeah. So I have two raffles here. I'll let
You do?
you grab the first one. And this is like the game at Christmas here.
There she is.
We have Danny.
Winner, Danny.
Okay, your choice.
Uh-oh.
We have this little gift bag or a free or complimentary staging consultation.
Ooh, which is how much? $299? $299 value or what's in the brown bag?
The mystery bag.
What's in the brown bag?
No, it's
Wow.
Let me tell you, I
sell cheap properties, they don't really deserve staging.
Hey,
So,
yes,
If
yes.
I'm
Someone
a
called
$1
the
million
road-
agent, I'll take your consultation. I'm not, so.
Okay.
If someone called up Danny to list a
know,
$1 million
and,
property,
and
she
the-
wouldn't take the listing, okay? That's what she said. They wouldn't take it, you
No,
know?
and the reason why I said I would wait is because most of my properties, they don't look good, so I wanna have them out and then put it on the market and I make it look good, then if it's a nice, expensive $1 million property with a beautiful furniture and people have money, know what they're doing, yeah, I'll.
I think
list it
in there is a
right
set of dish towels.
Let me challenge, let me ask you a question.
We'll close to it, right there, whatever that is.
Very cute.
Not sure what that is.
Staging.
I have an agent that specializes in they're mobile homes, they're double wide trailers, okay? So, and people think, oh, it doesn't make sense. But how many other properties in that community or double wides do you think stage?
I agree
None.
with you 100%, but I'm talking.
I mean, it is an immediate
I
competitive
agree with
advantage.
you 100%, but for that range of properties, I think I can stage myself.
Oh,
If
okay,
it's-
yeah,
If it comes
yeah,
to like
yeah.
a really luxury property,
Yeah.
I definitely will take you.
Yep,
think
I'm not knocking, I'm glad you're doing something because that's
Oh,
the goal.
definitely.
Winner number 2?
Winner number 2, we have Joanne.
Ooh.
There we go. So, that's this. It's just.
Yay, thank
yeah,
you.
can call me anything.
Okay.
And pick a number from 1 to 14.
Let's do 9.
9. Nora, who's the winner?
Estrella.
Estrella, where is she? There she is in the back. Yay! Did that, she wins the $8 value spread. For Realty Windsor. There you go. But did you guys learn a little bit about staging, I think? Yeah. It's good stuff. Anybody else have anything? And we have a $1 billion listing they want to throw in? That needs to be staged? No? We're all kind of good? Okay, hang out in about an hour or so. The chili will start and, you know, the Rio dancing girls will be coming in and all that.